This is my reading log for the Newbery Award-winning book. I chose Roller Skates by Ruth Sawyer. The illustrator was Valenti probably, Angelo, publisher Viking Penguin Inc., copyright 1936. The genres juvenile historical fiction or fictional autobiography. There are 186 pages, and I would recommend it for ages 10 and up. In the book, Lucinda is a 10-year-old girl whose parents have to leave her in the care of someone while they go overseas to get her mother treatment for some unknown medical condition, and they decide to leave her with the Mrs. Peters. The older Mrs. Peters is a teacher that works at the school Lucinda goes to, and the other Mrs. Peters is Mrs. Nettie, and she is the older Mrs. Peters' sister, and they both care and love Lucinda and give her more freedom than she's ever had. The other option was for her to go live with her Aunt Emily and Uncle Earl, and Aunt Emily and Lucinda do not get along very well, as you find out throughout the book. However, her and her Uncle Earl do get along, and she loves spending time with him, and he introduces her to William Shakespeare, and a lot of the book focuses on her creating this play of The Tempest to put on for her friends. Lucinda basically runs around New York on her roller skates, meeting people. She doesn't seem bothered by class or race. She just likes to meet people, and if they have a problem, she tries to help them. So this is her meeting Mr. Gilligan, and he's a cab driver, and she loves going on the rides and opens the window, keeps it open so she can always talk to him, and he and his wife, Mrs. Gilligan, have her over for an Irish food, kind of, it's not a pancake, but they have a griddle, and I don't remember the exact word, and they sing songs, and she meets Officer Gilligan, Officer McGonagall, and he helps her when she gets in trouble at school for doing some stuff she shouldn't do. He makes her feel better and just helps her with her friend Tony. This is Tony, one of her friends she meets is an Italian, I'm assuming immigrant, and he runs a fruit stand for his dad, Victor. He helps with it, and there's some kids that are destroying the fruit stand, and she helps him. They become good friends, and they go on many walks and roller skating adventures. They go to the park one day and cook potatoes in a can, and that's where they meet Rags and Bottles, basically a junk man, and he becomes part of their Saturdays outings. They meet up, and he tells stories, and they bring him food. And Trinket is a little girl that lives upstairs from Lucinda, and she is from a poorer family. She doesn't have much, and Lucinda takes her under her wing and makes sure that she comes to supper. It starts off just a couple nights a week, and then pretty much every night of the week, so that she can eat. She takes her to this toy store, she plays with her, and she's just kind of like a big sister to Trinket. Here she's creating a tree for Trinket because she had never had one, with the help of Miss Nettie and Tony. So Uncle Earl's introduction of Shakespeare creates in Lucinda an idea that she's going to put on a play of The Tempest, and she saves up her money and buys things to do this. A lot of time is spent on the book talking about getting ready for the play and what they need to do, and then the play happens and everyone says it was great, but then that's it, it's done. It's kind of a strange part, that so much time was spent on it and then was kind of anticlimactic, I guess, in my opinion. So she's running around meeting all these different people. There are more, but one of them that she meets is a woman that she thinks is like she calls her a princess. She sees her first cozy corner in her apartment, and then I don't know how much time, maybe a couple months after they've met, a month after they've met, she gets murdered. Lucinda finds her, and Lucinda tells the hotel owner, and the hotel owner comforts her but says, don't ever talk about it again. And she doesn't, and the book doesn't, and it was really weird. So up until that point in the book, everything was hopeful. She was enjoying her freedom. She was learning, new things and about new people. And then her princess dies, and then shortly after, Trinket gets sick. She's taking care of her, and she enlists the help of her family doctor, but nothing can be done, and Trinket dies. And so the family that the parents of Trinket kind of take Lucinda more under their wing. They just need her companionship, and she needs theirs. And it's during this whole book that she's feeling more love than she's ever felt in her life. She didn't really feel like her parents ever had time for her. And this large group of people that she's befriended really care about her well-being. Trinket's dad starts to take her on his musical adventures and exposes her to a music culture that she had not known before this. And then Lucinda's parents write and say they're coming to pick her up. As soon as she gets the letter, they will probably be there that same day, and that's it. The book ends. So there were strange parts of the book. The journal entries that were in the book were fun to read. I wish that there was more of those. The plot, I'm not sure that there really was a plot. I didn't read reviews on this book before I ordered it. I just wanted a shorter book, an older book. And I figured I probably should get a longer book than my last two because I've done more picture books. I still enjoy those. So I read it and I was like, huh. And then I went back and read some reviews, and it's either you love it or you hate it. There really didn't seem to be any middle ground, but I'm kind of a middle ground person. I don't love it, I don't hate it. It was kind of weird, and I would let kids read it. I don't think that it's going to be shocking, but I don't know if it's going to hold their interest either. The activities, I thought I would just have the kids, this video is long, I'm sorry, research Ruth Sawyer's actual life and find comparisons between her and the character Lucinda in roller skates. And it might be fun to also put on one of Shakespeare's plays. Thank you.